Hello everyone, welcome today to Wild Creek Outdoors. I'm Abe, and today we're going to be making some venison roast. So this is going to be a great recipe to clean out the freezer when you have things left that you don't know what to do with. Today we're going to be we got a bone-in front shoulder here. Also got both two front and two rear shanks, and we're going to be turning all this into roast and throwing it in the oven for a great family meal tonight. This is something that's going to be a super easy prep, something that won't take long to get into the oven, where you can set it and forget it. It'll be nice and tender. So here's the griddle that I have on 2 burners. It's been heating up here for a while, so it's nice and hot. All that we want to do is get some oil. I'm going to use a cooking spray here. Spray that down so we don't get anything sticky. And we're going to take that first hunk of meat. This is that front top shoulder. Just lay it right on there. That sizzling, that's a great sound. Just leave it on there until you get a nice sear, but not enough to let it burn. While we're working on that sear, we got a roasting pan right over here on the right beside the griddle on the oven, and this is what we're going to put all the meat into. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to throw in 2 cups of beef stock. This is just going to coat the bottom of the pan. This is going to prevent anything from burning. Also give it some nice steaming effect and flavor. Well, we got all the surface seared of that front shoulder. You can see that nice browning right here. You're not going to be able to sear the whole surface because of the way the shoulder is bent, but you can hold it around with the tongs. Get as much of the surface as you can. Once you got that, we're just going to transfer that over here to that roasting pan. And then we're going to throw on those shanks. You could do this with any cut of meat that you have left over. I like to use these shanks because it's a great way to get them soft. And then once the roasting is done, then you can just pull these bones, tendons, all that stuff right out. And all you'll have left over is that delicious meat. All right, we got a good brown, good sear on our shanks here. So we're going to transfer those over. Alright, so we got our meat seared here, got everything in the pot. Now we're going to add some seasonings. First thing I'm adding, I got some halved peeled onions from the garden. Add those for some flavor. And I got some onion powder, I'm going to sprinkle that over. Next we have garlic powder. When I'm adding seasonings to most meat, what I'm looking for is to get enough on there that you got a good coating on the surface that you are actually doing. So it may vary depending on what you're doing, but I like a lot of seasonings. Next we got some Montreal Steak Seasoning. That's one of my go-tos if you've been watching the videos for any time. That has just a great mix of garlic powder, a coarse ground pepper, and a coarse salt as well. And then we have some bay leaves. I'm gonna throw 5-6 bay leaves in there. Next we have some thyme. This is not ground, this is just a coarse thyme leaf. Crushed rosemary, something you might associate more with a ham. We're gonna throw some cloves in here, give it some of that nice, those nice earthy. So all that's left, we're gonna throw it into the oven on 350. We're looking to have this for dinner, so it's probably gonna take 4 to 6 hours to get it tender enough. So once we got the meat where it's tender but it's not pulling apart, now we're gonna throw in our vegetables. So more onions, carrots, celery, potatoes, and maybe at that time, if it is tender enough, we'll pull out some bones as well.